You're listening to the Practical Wealth Show with Curtis May.
All right, guys. Hey, Curtis May. We're back. Welcome to another episode of the Practical Wealth Show. And so I'm excited to have with us today Jay and Samera Harvey. And so they're investors, they're consultants, they're financial educators, right? And so our focus today is one of the things they specialize in is helping people discover financial freedom with mobile home investing, right? So what is your asset class? So now we're going to talk about the asset class mobile homes. And so let me tell you a little bit about them, and then I'm going to ask them to tell me what I didn't tell them. All right. So Jay and Samera's Academy trains investors how to close their first real estate deal in under 30 days with no money, flipping mobile homes in parks. The numerous student testimonials online provide their system works and is driven by results. In fact, one of their students was able to purchase a 40-unit mobile home deal with only $8,000 and create a portfolio worth $250,000 in 90 days on his very first deal. So together, Jay and Samera have created a thriving online community where hundreds of students can support and partner together on deals across the nation. Guys, welcome to the Practical Wealth Show.
Thank you for having us.
Yes, my pleasure. So tell them what I didn't tell them, and what do y'all do, or what did you do, and how did you get into this space?
So prior to mobile home investing, we were in real estate investing, but prior to real estate investing, we were in the corporate world. Samera was a former CPA, and then I was a financial analysis with American Express. And, we're kind of like sipping the Kool-Aid, so to speak, and just not feeling fulfilled, not feeling purposeful in what we were doing. So we decided to make a change, and we decided in real estate after a few failed ventures of ours. So we tried a few things first.
We tried a lot of things. We tried doing photography, and we had a boot camp and personal training business, and we did the MLM, the crazy rap things, and we had tried a lot of things. One day I was actually scrolling on Facebook, and I found an ad for the Rich Dad program for real estate. And I was like, hey, this could be something for us. We went to that. We got really inspired by real estate, and we were like, man, this is something that we can do together. I think this really complements our strengths. And so let's jump in. And so we jumped in to a couple terrible deals, to be honest. The first deal we got into was we ended up giving $30,000 cash to a scammy mentor, took our money and ran. And then we invested $60,000 into a fix and flip. It was a complete burnout. You literally walk in there, you could see through to the stars from the living room, no roof. It was a terrible looking property, but we were excited just to get into real estate. We thought it would only take, 3 to 4 months to actually flip this property. It ended up taking over 15 months to flip.
Wow, it's over a year. Wow.
Yeah, over a year. We were out almost $90,000 right off the bat within the first 6 months of getting into real estate. So we were a little down. We were a little down on the beginning.
Yeah. So, we had a decision to make. It's like, hey, we've learned our way up to this point. We need to make a decision to learn our way out. Luckily, I had a couple friends that invited me to an event. There was this guy who was about 85 years old. He was talking about doing deals, closing deals with homes, but they weren't residentials. They were mobile homes. But he was making about $20,000 to $30,000 a month, spending no more than $5,000 to $6,000 on deals. But a lot of the deals, he was using his own money. So, I got this information. I ran home, vomited on Samera about everything that I learned. And she was like, mobile homes? Like, hell no.
Nope.
Mobile homes, like you think about 8 Mile, you think about trailer trash. And once we started doing our research, we actually found out this was a great niche within real estate. We've been able to complete over 400 transactions to date.
Wow.
But what we're really happy about is being able to serve and help so many of our students be able to gain the confidence in closing their first deal.
Just so I can recap, they got in, lost a bunch of money, right? But activity produces knowledge. So they weren't afraid to take activities. I want y'all to hear that. They didn't have the paralysis of analysis. Okay. And so piggybacking on that, why do you think today is a good time to learn to get into the mobile mobile home business? Let's say right now. So as we record this, we're in the middle of the COVID situation. Do you think that that's amongst other things? Do you think that that's a space that won't be affected by recession? Let's say.
Yeah, I think to answer your question, I think this is a great time because, there's never a better time to change, your financial future, your family's financial future. And when you think about COVID, the first thing I think about outside of just, the sickness and masks and things like that are individuals losing their jobs. We know a lot of states are opening up things right now, but there's still a lot of people that don't have employment. There's still a lot of people that can't necessarily afford that single family home. They need assistance with finding homes. And there's individuals that are in parks right now that have lost their job, completely wiped out, and they need cash. There's something that's going on in America that we never really talk about. It's the affordable housing crisis. And because the affordable housing crisis is continuing to grow, the demand for these homes is continuing to grow. And we need more help. We need more individuals that are looking to serve our sellers and buyers.
Yeah, I think one of the main things that we've learned through, just the history of recessions is, the companies and the businesses and industries that are able to maintain and thrive have two things. They're low cost and they're a necessity, and affordable housing is both of those things. And that's what mobile home provides to the marketplace. So we don't see our business slowing down whatsoever. I think this is only going to increase the demand for mobile homes. And, a lot of the people affected by COVID are in that blue collar class. They're working in restaurants, they're working in manufacturing and hair salons and things like that. And they're really affected by this pandemic. So I think if anything, there's more of a need for to serve these people.
So you're flipping properties. So let's talk about flipping versus trailer flipping versus house flipping, especially for beginners.
Yeah, that's a great question. When we got involved in real estate, some of our friends, even to this day, they are fixing, flipping single family homes, and they are waiting 4 or 5 months just to make a profit of $25,000 or $35,000. It's a great profit, but when you think about the amount of resources, the time, the energy, the people that's needed in order to actually get the deal done, we're talking about a fraction of the amount of resources that you need to complete mobile home transactions.
Yeah, I think, for the beginner, that was one of the things that we struggled with. You need a lot of resources, a lot of capital in order to, and a team in order to fix and flip properties in single family. And with mobile home investing, it's a lot faster. Most states only require like a title from the DMV. So transferring title of a mobile home can happen in literally minutes compared to transferring and going through escrow and inspections and appraisals of a single family home. So the speed of this makes it a lot simpler than actually going through the single family traditional route.
Interesting. So do you need to be local to do this? Like, are you looking for deals in like trailer parks, like wherever state you're in, or is this something that can be done? Let's say I'm in Pennsylvania, could I find something in Maryland or whatever and
they're great.
Invest
That's
down
a great
there?
question too. Yeah, the great thing is when you're connected to a network, not just our network, but any type of mobile home investing network, you might be able to bring some sort of value that those individuals in that network might need. Let's just say, I'm out in California and there's a deal out in Pennsylvania. Hey, I'm looking for boots on the ground in that network. Maybe you go and do all the legwork, and maybe my sole job is completely to just fund that deal or handle the funding for the marketing aspect. So there's more than one ways to actually get in and actually serve clients from a distance. It's mainly the investor thinking, how can I serve not just my clients, but other peers within my community?
Yeah. So it's really all about, I always tell people entrepreneurs solve problems, right? And then crisis, we've been saying on our show the last few, probably the last few months is on the other side of crisis, there's opportunity. So you've got to keep a level head and look for where are there opportunities? And so I think this is one. Just a follow-up question to that, so there's flipping. Do any of these you keep for cash flow? Is there a way to do that within this space, or is it really more so turning them over?
Yeah, absolutely. So we actually, from our experience in real estate, we're able to bring over a lot of the strategies that we learned. And actually, the first strategy that we learned with mobile home investing is seller financing. So we're basically acting as a bank for somebody that needs to make payments on the mobile home. We never rent them. That's not our strategy.
Right.
But we like to seller finance the mobile homes. And the great thing is that, especially in the beginning when we were first getting started, you're able to find these deals for under $5,000, put minimal repairs into them because we're not fixie, you're a handyman, we're not contractors. We just want to make the home safe.
Oh, I'm so glad to hear that, because when I was dating my wife, I said, listen, I'm unhandy. So just so you know. Don't look for me to be fixing nothing.
We're the same way.
You married me for my looks. Just so you know.
And that's the beauty about mobile homes is these individuals, they're not expecting the cosmetics to be in perfect condition. They're just looking at the big 5 major repairs, like the plumbing, the roofing, the electrical, the AC, and then the subflooring. But outside of that, as long as you're, charging a decent price, an affordable price for the home, they'll come through, they'll bring a deposit, you'll make your money back in less than 6 months. And then they're going to pay $200 to $500 per month to you for 4 all the way up to 10 years. And they're going to come in and make the home their own. They're going to make those changes with the paint, with the type of tile they want on the flooring, any type of upgrades they want. They get that pride of ownership.
Yeah. And that was one of the surprising things when we got started. We're like, man, are you sure are we going to put this out there? It doesn't look like HGTV, but it doesn't have to look like HGTV when it comes to mobile homes, because a lot of these families are handy. They're willing to go in there and make those repairs as long as their payments and it's affordable option for them.
When you said that, it's like $5,000. So if somebody had, because we teach our clients to save and get, 6 to 12 months of cash. So we teach people to save, you need to have liquidity so that when opportunities present itself. So if they had $20,000, that they could access, you're saying that they could get in this game.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely.
Definitely.
Absolutely. And maybe your thing isn't, hey, I don't want to come in and do any repairs, but I've got $10,000 or $15,000. You might be able to find a motivated seller where that home is worth $20,000, but they might only want $10,000 for their home. It's like, okay, great. I bought this home for $10,000. I can either sell it to a buyer that needs this home for their land, or I can help someone out that's looking for affordable housing. As long as they can get approved through the park, we can sell it for still at a discount for $15,000 to $18,000. They still feel great because they're buying a home for $15,000 that's worth $20,000.
So interest question. So I'm thinking like my listeners. So Jay, all this sounds great, but where do I find these people to these motivated sellers, or where are the trailer parks? I mean, I don't go there. I'm in Philly. I think I know where. I had a client one time that I did insurance with, and it was a trailer park in Northeast Philly. So so I literally know where they are, where to look, how to source leads. Can you go into that a little bit? I'm sure you teach them how to do that, but what could they do if they woke up and wanted to get started in this?
For sure. The first thing I would say is, build allies. There's allies in the mobile home parks themselves. So you can start off by simply contacting park managers. We prefer face-to-face. If you can't make face-to-face, you can always do phone calls, but really focus on the value you want to deliver to the park. If they have any type of vacancies, if they have any individuals that they think that's going to be selling their home, maybe they have some individuals that are struggling to make their payments on time, any type of value that you can deliver to them. Hey, we want to help grow your community. We want to bring in long-term buyers, long-term tenants for your community. So I would say the first thing is to start with park managers. The second thing is, how many realtors do we talk to that they just don't have any use for the mobile home leads, but they're spending thousands and thousands on marketing each month, and they come across so many different mobile home opportunities they have no use for.
Yeah,
do they really?
Yeah, there's a huge stigma in real estate when it comes to mobile homes. People think that they don't have any value, that they're not worth anything. If it comes in, it's a trash lead. we can't help those people. And so being able to be connected to multiple realtors and real estate investors that are already doing a ton of marketing, and when they come across those deals, they can pass them along to you. We've gotten a lot of deals that way just by being connected and finding allies in the parks and outside of the parks of the people that are already doing a lot of the marketing.
So let me ask a question here. So I didn't know this. So how do people buy mobile homes from real estate agents?
So real estate agents don't actually purchase the mobile homes. They just,
Right.
They always market.
Well, I mean, they're broker, they're moving them, but I'm wondering, I never really thought of them as a source for leads for this. That's what's interesting. Like, why would they have that's fascinating though, because that's, I would have never thought to think that way.
Some type of, there's usually like a referral fee or some type of finder's fee that we'll usually pay our realtors. And they know that the mobile homes are a fraction of the cost of single family homes. So they're not expecting thousands of dollars for this finder's fee. We paid as little as $500 for a finder's fee. We've paid as high as $2,000, depending on the actual deal and the profit that can be made on the opportunity.
Okay. I cut you off. So what were you going to say?
Oh, no. I was going to say the last thing is, if somebody's trying to get started, is simply get into your car, drive the communities around your area, or at least a 20 to 40 mile radius, wherever your home is. You can drive these communities. You look for signs that say for sale by owner. These individuals, usually most of the time, they're only putting a sign up in the window. They're doing no other form of marketing. And sometimes those are the most motivated sellers. It's the easiest and the low hanging fruit, especially in the 55 plus communities.
How could a person make 10 grand in less than 48 months with you? I mean, you may have mentioned some of this, but this is the question I was thinking about, but like, I'm just throwing out a number and without using any of their own money. So without using their capital, one of the things you talk about, how does one do that?
Yeah, so this is a strategy that we call wholesaling mobile homes. And basically, we've done this, like I mentioned before, one of the best things about mobile home investing is that we're dealing with titles. We're not dealing with escrows. We're not dealing with inspections. So, finding a property and a motivated seller, someone that, let's just say they have a property, a mobile home on their land. They're looking to build their dream home on that land. And they're just like, get rid of it. Just take it off. I don't want it. We run into those situations a lot because people do not understand the value of these homes. They don't know how to sell them. Real estate agents don't want to touch them. And so they're like, hey, take this off my property. If you could give me whatever, $2,000 for it. Well, we know in the market that home is really worth $20,000, but we have to kind of back out any moving fees that our actual buyer is going to pay. So we could easily sell that property for anywhere between, $12,000 to $15,000 in quickly, because as soon as we get that title, it's just a matter of transferring the title to the new buyer and they manage the moving costs of the property. So we've done that. Those are some of our bread and butter deals. We don't have to use any of our money. We get them under contract and we're able to flip it really quickly because it's literally just flipping the title.
Wow. You get me excited, see, because I'm ambitiously lazy. So, like, my unique ability is in my business, but I like stuff. Like, I love the rent to own idea. I want cash flow. We teach our clients to invest for cash flow. So we've been talking about how to leverage mobile homes to create financial freedom. And let me ask this question. So what does financial freedom mean to you guys?
For me, financial freedom means not just money. I say we have enough resource in the form of money to do the things that we love to do, which is always continuing to live life on our terms, living the life we love, and being able to share any information on all aspects of life to other people, our students, our potential students, our friends, our family members, anyone that we can help share our information, help them grow to the next level. And I have complete control over my destiny, my family's financial future as well. It means changing the generational curses that we've been unfortunately blessed with and leveling up our mindset to choose to live a more financially free lifestyle by putting in the work.
Yeah. And I'll just add to that, as the freedom is for me, control of my time, because I know that's my most valuable resource. That's the most limited resource that I have. And I know when we were working our 9 to 5 and we were working and felt like we had to be on somebody else's time, we felt like prisoners of a system. And so I think creating that freedom of, not like Jay said, your resources and your legacy and what you're doing for your future, but also creating freedom of your time and being able to decide where you're going to put your time and how you're going to spend your time is huge. And I think that's where that financial freedom actually allows you.
Okay. So I want you guys to tell them about the Academy. But before I ask that, I want you to think, because you came from corporate America. And so I want to talk about mentally the transition you had to make from what I call being work processors to work creators, right? Meaning, like, you have to, most people go to work, they tell you what you do, you get a check. And so when you want to make that entrepreneurial leap, you are living in what I call the performance economy, right? So you have to get up and y'all got to lead generate and do the stuff that you do. What process, stuff, I know you read Rich Dad, Poor Dad, mentally, how did you make that leap to kind of, okay, listen, it's time for us to go out here and work without a net?
I like that you said that, because when you're in that corporate world, you have that safety net. You can wake up, doesn't matter what your habits look like, what's expected of you, how much you're going to make. You can have a good day or bad day. Most of the time, you're still going to collect that check every 2 weeks, 1st and 15th, regardless of the time you get paid. But when we're talking about being a conscious creator, being an entrepreneur, man, before you can create the performance, you have to create habits. And I really think it's us elevating our mindset to say, hey, in order for us to create the lag or the end result, we have to make sure our inputs are correct and proper. That means eating the right things, fueling my body, creating the conscious habit to fuel my body properly at certain times of the day, making sure that my weapon, me, is being properly fit. I got to make sure I'm getting my fitness in and sweating. I have to make sure that I'm balancing my habits in my relationship with my queen, my family, my friends. I have to make sure that I'm paying attention to my connection with myself and connecting with my God, regardless of if you believe in God or not, whatever your higher power is, it's those habits. And then when it comes to business, I have to make sure I'm taking time to elevate my skill sets. So that means learning, but not just being an active learner, taking the knowledge that you learn and actually applying it and actually being able to articulate it, teach it to someone else as you're learning. So.
Yeah, right on what Jay says. I think it's about building those habits. For us, it's in our morning routine and waking up each day with purpose, waking up each day saying, hey, I choose to start my day like this. I don't have to start my day like this. But I know when I do, that's going to fuel the rest of my day to be as powerful as I can through it. So I think that's huge for us. And just, following success, not being a know-it-all. We're always learning. It's never an ending journey there. It's like, hey, we've always got something to learn. We're learning from others. We're collaborating with others. And I think that's what helps fuel us and get us to that next level, because it's always about reinventing yourself.
And knowing that you're not going to take or you're not going to be perfect along the journey each and every day, giving yourself that grace and saying, hey, I'm going to decide to just take imperfect action into improving myself and just simply being better than who I was yesterday.
Yeah, I mean, you have to start the journey. I always tell people, I train people in my industry, and I say, look, activity produces knowledge. Knowledge does not produce activity. So you have to do the work. Emerson said, if you want the power, you have to do the thing. And so y'all, and I'm glad you brought that out, because see, one of the things that, and I don't know if you find this, and maybe you can talk, which keeps your students that maybe from progressing is, it's really not that the stuff doesn't work, is that they don't work. And they're not working on, one of the things that we teach our clients, your number one asset is you, right? And so you have to invest in your mindset, right? Which, and your body and your mindset, what you think about, who you hang around. And then if you're interested in this, guys, you have to invest in your skill set. See, because there's no financial product that will take you to glory. It is what that you can become an expert at that makes money. So in this asset class called mobile home, you need coaching, you need a mentor, you need a guide so you can learn how to do it. You can't just run out there and drive into a mobile home park and say, hey, I want to buy your trailer. So gonna get beat up. So I want to say, and your network, right? So you said all those in this conversation. So that is where money's made, guys. And so your mindset, your skill set, your network. So that being said, tell them about how you help them do that.
Yeah. So with Trailer Cash Academy, we know a lot of people don't know about mobile homes. So
You said cash,
it's about
right? Not trash. No,
cash,
right.
cash with a C. And so our goal is to take someone that's brand new, that doesn't know anything about mobile homes or even real estate for that matter, and show them from A to Z how to actually buy and sell these properties for a profit and become a local expert in their market. Because it's really important to understand what's going on in your market so that you can continue to grow and scale your business from there. So that's what we pride ourselves on. And it's not even just about getting the knowledge, like you said, it's about taking the action and being a part of that network so that you can not only be inspired by others, but partner with others and really learn how to grow together.
Yeah, and we also take time each and every week to simply have an accountability meeting. So we can say that we're putting the work in, but the fact of the matter is, if you're not tracking your results, if you don't have anywhere where you can actually track and see what got done and what didn't get done, it's easy for you to be swayed by your emotions, and emotions can feel to overwhelming, which can lead to procrastinating and sometimes even quitting. So we make time each and every week to just see, hey, where are we accountable to? What are we accountable to? What didn't we do? What do we have to do in order to get to the next goal, whatever that goal is? But if we're not taking time to actually look at our results and being accountable to ourselves and to those results, we're never going to get anywhere. And it's easy to point the finger at other people versus yourself.
Absolutely. And so how would they, if they want more information about this, how would they get in touch with you guys?
Yeah, so the best place to get started with us is on YouTube. You can just go to youtube.com/Trailer Cash Academy. And we've got a ton of free trainings on YouTube already. So dive in, learn from us. We want to give you a good wealth of information on how to get started with this, what this looks like, some student testimonials so that you can figure out, is this the right move for us? And then if you're interested in taking the next step further, you can apply to join one of our programs.
You give me a link too. I'll put that. Some of my people watch. It's like, okay, I'm ready to go. I like this. And so take action. And so you can call them. I mean, watch the YouTube stuff, but don't get the paralysis of analysis. What you got to do is you got to pick a horse and ride it. So what else? What did I forget to ask you anything as we close that you wanted to get out that Curtis in his, Chatterbox Curtis forgot to ask you?
No, man, I think this was great. Our main goal is to just empower people, man, especially even not just with COVID going on, with all the protests going on right now. We're actively involved in those. The main mission, of individuals in our community is we need help, whether it's empowering ourselves financially or just empowering ourselves with just information, people, time. We want to just do our job to help. And we thank you for having a platform like this where you're being consistent with just sharing information and trying to do your part to empower others as well.
Yeah, listen, we got a lot of work to do. Okay. And the number one problem and as we say in our communities is financial, number two problem actually, financial illiteracy, right? And just understanding how money works. And then, one of the things I try to get across is that, there's more ways to skin a cat than Wall Street. Like, I don't even view that as investing. I view that as gambling. And so here you've got a real thing that people got to live in. You don't need like $50,000. I mean, this is awesome. I mean, it really is. I'm very excited. So I told you how excited I was to get y'all on the show. So I've been wanting to do a show about this. I've heard about it, but I didn't know anybody that taught it. So this is phenomenal. So listen, Jay, Samera, thank you for coming on the Practical Wealth Show. What else? We're going to have all this stuff in the show notes, and make sure y'all check out their YouTube channel. If you like it, this is a great place to start what I call jump-starting your creating velocity with your money. Okay. No, let me ask you. I forgot. Sorry. Okay. So what are you reading? Anything, I always like to find out so I can add to my book collection. Anything that exciting, like last two books you've read or you're reading now? This is what I meant to ask you earlier.
Yeah. Right now I'm currently reading The Calling by Raw Goddess. And she really just teaches you how to tap into your higher purpose and find that calling, but not only do that, but learn how to monetize and get paid for it and then serve your community. So it's an amazing book. I've been learning so much, and really she gives you a ton of exercises and journal prompts and things like that to really tap deeper into self and pull out some of those things that are, really inside of you that you just didn't know was there. So amazing book for sure.
For sure. And then I completed Motivation Manifesto by Brendan Bouchard. It was a great book, especially with everything that was going on with the pandemic. Just being able to drive that inner motivation, tapping into that inner voice so you can tap into your inner excellence, that individual that wants to serve an even deeper purpose. So he gives you some different skill sets and different habits you can pick up to just start to live and be the person that you envision in your head. And what I'm reading right now is his follow-up to that, which is a high performance habit. So, once you have that individual you want to become, it's like, hey, what habits do I need to do? And what does that look like sustainability wise? Because it's not just, I woke up today, I got my workout in, I prayed. What does it look like sustainable long-term, 5, 10, 15, 20 years from now? So I just tapped into that again, and it's been great so far.
All right, I'm so glad I asked that. See, I hadn't heard of either one of those books. Okay, and so this show is about me, y'all. Just got to say, I got a page of notes. I don't know what y'all doing out there. So, listen, I'm very silly. Y'all figured it out by now. Thank you so much. Y'all were fantastic. We appreciate you being on the Practical Wealth Show, dropping knowledge.
Oh, our pleasure. Our pleasure. Thank you so much for having us. It was nothing but pleasure. We're just excited to be able to bring any value to your audience, and we're hoping that someone hears this and takes it and runs.
Yes, you did, and hopefully they will. And so, guys, thanks for listening to another episode of the Practical Wealth Show. If you like us, leave us a review, listen, like, and share, and make sure you go check out the YouTube channel. Have a great day, everybody.
Thanks for listening to Practical Wealth. To access the show notes and resources, go to practicalwealthshow.com. To get your questions on the show, go to practicalwealthshow.com. This show is for entertainment purposes only. Before you make any investment decisions, consult a professional. This show is copyrighted by Practical Wealth. Written permission must be granted before